2010 started with a rumble, literally. A magnitude 7 earthquake struck Haiti January 12th. 230,000 people died. Hundreds of thousands remain homeless.
I think what makes Haiti stand out is the magnitude, not of the actual earthquake, but the situation. Port-au-Prince almost entirely wiped out, some 200,000 people dead, and the desperation of those survivors all adds up to create a story that is virtually unparalleled.
In April, an Icelandic volcano sprung to life, spewing ash that disrupted air travel. 100,000 European flights were canceled over a 6-day period.
And it's an absolute nightmare. Nobody tells you anything.
It was really hard to comprehend just how dependent the world was on air travel before this volcano basically crippled travel to and from an entire continent. You had whole industries and tens of thousands of people, including myself, who were basically rendered helpless.
The same month, another type of environmental disaster shook the Gulf of Mexico. The explosion of the Deepwater Horizon oil rig was just the beginning.
We will lose more coastline from this catastrophe than for all 4 hurricanes.
11 workers died that night. The resulting spill poured 185 million gallons of oil into the Gulf before the well was capped 3 months later.
For the folks who live in the Gulf, it was devastating for another reason. They have had a nightmarish decade from the hurricanes Katrina and Rita, the bad economy, which really hit that region hard, and then this oil spill, which attacked the foundation of these people's lives.
The disaster curbed fishing and tourism and rippled through many more businesses and lives.
It's a story really that has no ending because it'll be years before scientists understand the true impacts to the Gulf ecosystem and to marine species like tuna, shrimp, crab, and oysters that so many fishermen along the coast depend on for their livelihoods.
The economic impact of the Gulf oil spill just added to the misery of the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. While economists officially declared the recession over, unemployment remains close to 10%. Home foreclosures could reach 1 million this year, an all-time record.
It's true the recession's been declared officially over, but some 15 million people are still out of work, and millions more are either underemployed or feel very insecure in their jobs.
All that economic pain is a big reason Republicans won big on Election Day.
We've come to take our government back.
The GOP took control of the House and narrowed the gap with Democrats in the Senate. President Barack Obama called the vote a shellacking for Democrats.
The November election completely changes the dynamic on Capitol Hill. Republicans will control the House, where all the money bills originate. Democrats will be further away from a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate. And there's a new group of lawmakers coming in that are looking to downsize the government every chance they get.
2010 wasn't all tragic. It was sometimes triumphant. 33 Chilean miners were brought to safety after spending 69 days stuck 2,300 feet underground.
Rarely do stories that involve mining have happy endings. But in this case, all 33 of these men lived more than 2 months underground and then were rescued without a hitch. And the world watched the whole thing on live television.
And in a year that featured Spain's first World Cup victory and a record medal count for the U.S. in a Winter Olympics, perhaps the biggest story of the sports year belonged to one man, LeBron James. His very public free agency drew him to Miami from Cleveland.
On the night of July 8th, millions of sports fans, even the most casual fan, was tuned in to watch the decision. There had been nothing like this before.
And her contract reportedly worth more than $110 million over 6 years. Matt Friedman, The Associated Press.